All right, we're good. So, aloha, welcome everybody that's logging in, watching the webinar this morning. We're grateful for Brother Khalil Benavides to join us from Wintec in Hamilton. For those of you that aren't aware yet, we are having an Asia Pacific Career Conference in March 6th to the 9th here at BYU-Hawaii, and Wintec is going to come and talk to us, share with us and the students a little bit about what they do there. Maybe some job opportunities there in New Zealand, as well as the industries and other areas that they touch with their work and organization in New Zealand. So I guess just a little introduction from you would be great.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
then
Awesome.
we'll just talk. Oh yeah, if you can do it in Hawaiian.
Oh, Hawaiian. I was going to do them in Arabic, but
No, but yeah, we're grateful for your time. We're glad that you're able to join us, and look forward to hearing a little bit more about Wintec.
mahalo, mahalo. Kia ora Kenny, and kia ora whānau. He mihi oro atu kia koutou. Welcome everyone to Aotearoa, New Zealand. Welcome to Wintec. I'm Khalil Benavides. Those of you in Laie that have been there for any length of time might know me as Lamar Benavides, same person. And I'm feeling a little e patu patu taku manoa, as they would say. A bit anxious, a bit nervous, but it's all good. I'm grateful for this opportunity to share with you a little bit about my journey, which brought me here to Aotearoa, New Zealand. So originally, I'm from Kaneohe, born and raised in Kaneohe. Went to Castle, go Castle. A few years ago. But then I guess the biggest decision, and in looking at my background and what's led me here, was the decision I made to serve a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That one decision changed the course of my life, because from there I was able to attend Brigham Young University most of the time when I wasn't at the beach or in the weight room or whatever. Yeah, no talk. There might be still some teachers. Yeah, they went, that's where he was. I thought so. But I went to Brigham Young University, Hawaii, and then many things happened for me there. I started working at the Polynesian Culture Center, which is where I met my sweetheart, the former Moana McEnany from Bridgepaw. And both of us are graduates of BYU-Hawaii. I graduated in 1987, Human Resource Management. She graduated in 1989 in tourism. We started a family there, had two of our children, one of which is going to BYU right now, my son Brandon. And then, so I worked all over. While I was in Hawaii, I worked in Waikiki and stuff. And then we made the decision to move to Aotearoa, to New Zealand, 20 years ago, no less. And that was a scary decision, but it's turned out to be a very good decision. While I was in New Zealand, when I first landed, I worked for the government, trying to use some of that experience or learning that I gained from BYU, and worked for the Ministry of Social Development. I worked for what's called Work and Income for 14 years. My role then was primarily to help those that were receiving a benefit or on the dole to upskill themselves by, just helping them sort their CV out, their resumes, interview techniques, and so on. And for most of those 14 years, my job was to help place them with employers. And so I had the wonderful opportunity to meet employers from all sort of sectors right here in the Waikato. And it gave me an opportunity to sort of do a lot of networking. Some of the relationships I still hold today. 2 years ago, I made the move from Work and Income to Wintec, where I'm at now. And so for those of you that may not be familiar with Aotearoa, if you look at a map, you're going south from Auckland it's about 120 Ks or about 70 miles, about an hour, just over an hour to get to Hamilton, or what's known as the Waikato, or if you're a Pākehā, maybe Waikato, but it's the Waikato. And And so that's where Wintec is situated. And it's just been a wonderful opportunity for me to continue doing what I love doing, which is helping students find employment. And so Wintec is one of the New Zealand's leading institutes of technology. So we offer training in things like engineering, the trades, including plumbing, building, automotive, electrical, mechanical engineering, science, information technology, agriculture, business, English language, sport, health, and social services, education, events, media. And more recently, like 2018, just last year, we've added the Bachelor of Design in graphics, in fashion, and interior, and also the Bachelor of Communications in creative media, which is the way the world's all going, as we know. This year, I'm excited to report in 2019, for the first time in 45 years, another tertiary institution, we are doing a physiotherapy degree. So it's a 3-year degree. The first time, like I said, in 45 years. The only other places that you find physiotherapy in New Zealand are, actually, we don't need to mention them. They're not that important. No. It's University of Otago and AUT. So AUT in Auckland University of Technology, and Otago University down in Dunedin. They've been doing physiotherapy for quite some time, but this year, 2019, is our first year. So we're very, very, very excited about that. Wintec opened in 1924, was known then as the Hamilton Technical College, providing technical and trades training. And since that time, we've had a series of name changes. We do things in the farming industry and commerce businesses or fields. But as I said earlier, we offer a lot more different types of training. I guess for us, some of the key highlights was starting in this last decade, going back to 2012, when we opened our marae on our city campus, the Te Kopu Manaia o Kirikiriroa Marae, which is just enhances that Maori achievement, support. It lends support to our Maori students as well as Pacific students. Another highlight, I guess, would be in 2013, Wintec being recognized along with the Waikato Regional Diabetes Service for gaining international recognition on the treatment of diabetes. So we've got an incredible department, especially right here in the Waikato. It's amazing on how we've trained our nurses studying nursing at Wintec to know more on how to treat people with diabetes. So the school, as I said, one of the largest in New Zealand, just over 14,000 students, slightly over 12,000 being domestic, full-time, part-time, and just about 1,700 of those international students coming from 50 countries. 28% of our students are made up of Maori and Pacifica. So as we think, as I taught, or as I shared in the many shows at the Culture Center, this is Polynesia. Pacifica is actually extended to like Vanuatu and the Solomon Islands, and Kiribati and the Marshalls and all those. So it's a lot bigger. And so, yeah, so 28% Maori Pacifica.
Sounds like a BYU-Hawaii school.
Almost like a BYU-Hawaii school. Yeah, very similar. In fact, that's what's kind of neat about this campus. It feels like home, except in the winter time, which is nearly always. I better not say that too loud. My boss might be listening. But we've got about 950 staff members here, 14 degrees, 31 diplomas, including graduate diploma, 17 postgraduate qualifications, and 2 honors degrees. So all of that here at Wintec. So it's and it's spread out over 7 campuses we've got. So it's
where
quite
are those
unique.
7 campuses located? Are throughout north and south?
The campuses, we've got one in Otorohonga and Tikawiti, one in Thames. We've got 3 here in the city. So I'm coming to you live from the Roto County campus, which is, if you're familiar with Hamilton, closest to the zoo on your way going backwards to Auckland. We've got one in downtown. right across the warehouse where everyone gets a bargain.
The water.
Right in the center of town. And then we've got a site over in the Hamilton Rose Gardens where we do our agriculture and horticulture courses. They go up there. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, it's and then we've got some international campuses as well. So in 2015, we opened the campus in Jinghua. I think it's pronounced Jinghua. Excuse me if I'm wrong for you Chinese students. I'm sorry. I apologize. We opened the Jinghua Polytech Wintec International College in China in 2015.
Oh.
And then when was it? I think the year before, we opened 3 campuses in Saudi Arabia. So we get around.
Do you guys have any recruiting responsibilities for those areas as well, for jobs, or is it mostly locals that they look for in those locations?
No, that's a good question. We recruit from our city office, our campus. The lady's name is Debbie White, I believe. She's the one that handles all the recruiting for places in China, in Saudi Arabia. In fact, looking at our website the other day, which you and I saw a little bit earlier, Kenny, I think there's a vacancy now in Saudi Arabia. But there's a few vacancies listed for us here. I couldn't tell you at the top of my head what they all are, but there's some vacancies here, and it all goes through our city site.
Awesome.
Yeah, so everything's done here. Yeah.
I think, man, that's exciting, because I think we do have a number of different students. As you mentioned, we have a lot of international as well. I think we're up somewhere to close to like 60%.
Yeah.
But that would be something, as you come to the conference and meet with students, something that you might want to share with them as well. Because
Absolutely.
A lot of those from China. We do actually have a large group of students from China.
Okay.
I know we do have some students from the Middle East. We also do have some Filipino students that have come from the Middle East. And so I think those positions, teaching or working at those locations, might be really exciting for them.
Absolutely. No, I'd be happy to share and catch up with them when I attend the conference, which I'm looking forward to in March, which is it's only a few more weeks away, to be honest. So that's exciting stuff for me. That's really exciting. So what I do here on campus, I work for the Maori Pacific Trade Train Team. Now let me go back just a little bit. Yes, so back when Wintec originated in 1924. Shortly thereafter, especially after World War II, I imagine in many places around the world, things started to speed up. And so there was what then called the Maori Pre-Trade Training. So they would take a bunch of boys who wanted to learn how to build. And I think Hamilton, with Church College of New Zealand and the temple and the school and everything there, that was a good example of grabbing students from across the country that wanted to learn how to be builders and so on. This Maori pre-trade training happened, and then for some reason it just fell off. And so in 2013, the government, then the Minister of Tertiary Education, Skills and Employment, Stephen Joyce, talked about expansion of this Maori Pacific Trades training. And they increased it to 3,000 places across the country. 3,000 places, meaning anyone who is Maori or Pacifica will have free education if you want to learn a trade. Come to Wintec, especially here in New Zealand, coming in Hamilton, I should say, come to Wintec, and you learn how to be a builder or a plumber. And I just think that in and of itself was an incredible opportunity. For us at Wintec, the story started just the following year, 2014. So after the budget was made in 2013, and the government put forward about $43 million in 2013. They earmarked $43 million to help fund this program, this Maori Pacifica Trades Training Program. So Wintec got a hold of that in 2014. And its initiative was aimed at helping Maori Pacifica, getting them into meaningful jobs while addressing the nationwide skill shortage. And I think all of this came on the back of the earthquake that happened, as many of us know, in Christchurch in 2010. around that area. So they realized that there was a skill shortage. And so this program was again reestablished. And so for us here, we're looking for more Maori Pacifica learners. That's my job, age 16 to 40. Try and help them getting into meaningful trade apprenticeships, getting qualified. With the end goal is obviously to find them employment, ultimately an apprenticeship, because if they get into an apprenticeship and complete that apprenticeship, as they say, the world is their oyster. And right now, building, especially residential, there's tens of thousands of homes needing to be built and are being built as we speak across the country, but also in the area of commercial and industrial building as well. So it's quite the timing was perfect. I've come here 2 years ago. I love this environment. I guess, and being it from the Waikato, where we have one of the highest Maori populations in the country, it just stands to reason. You know, it's really good. It's been real successful for us, and we continue to, commit ourselves into helping Maori and Pacifica. Of course, everyone else that attends Wintec as well. So my job basically as a work broker is my title, is to liaise or interact with employers in all of those various trades. My specific portfolio covers plumbing, building, and hospitality, but it extends to mechanical engineering, automotives, and so on and so on. So it's been really, really, really good. I guess one thing it's interesting to note, and this is just a percentage here, I'm just kicking something out to you. 78% of our students, after 6 months of attending Wintec, are into employment. And that could be an apprenticeship, that could be a job within that industry that they've come to study, or that could be an entirely different industry. But 78% of our students, when they leave, within 6 months, they're employed. They're employed. So I'm quite excited and quite proud to be part of a great team, a great institution like Wintec. Yeah.
Awesome. I was wondering, do you ever have, or do you know about any BYU students that have come home and attended to maybe finish or catch up with certifications or any kind of, because I would assume that as leaving from BYU-Hawaii, there's some challenges in matching from here with what they're doing at home in New Zealand. And so I'm just wondering if you know any stories of some of the members that have come home and done that. And
I think I must be honest. I mean, when I first came and they looked at me being a graduate of BYU-Hawaii, it was like, that was 20 years ago. But I think it works the other way as well. I haven't come across, to be honest, a lot from the school they're now coming back here. I guess one in particular that sticks out to me is he's a student that studied physiotherapy, oddly enough, in America. Not only at BYU, he did all of his sciences, the pre-qualified stuff, but then he went to LA or California, got qualified. But when he came back to New Zealand, he had to do a couple more courses just to bring it up to the standard of the New Zealand standard.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's
doable, right? I mean, they can do that.
It is doable. Oh, it's definitely doable. Oh yeah, definitely doable.
Definitely doable. Maybe that's another resource while you're here. If that's something we can also share with the New Zealand students, is that's an option for them.
Absolutely. I think one of the neat things about being part of this Maori Pacifica trade team is the way we go about with the pastoral care and the extra support when they finally get into employment or pre-employment. I think it's just fantastic. I mean, like I said, when was it? 1987. So we're going back 32 years. Oh man, am I that old? But some of the things that we put in place, and I know I only look like 45, but some of the neat things that we put in place is incredible. So I'll give you an example. There's 3 things that we do as a Maori Pacifica trade team that I believe makes a huge difference to achieving the success that we have with our Maori and Pacifica students. Number one, we hold what's called a mana session each week. So these students attend school, Wintec, learn a trade, and that's fees free. So they come for free. And they learn how to be a builder or a plumber or what have you. But each week for an hour, we want to see these students in these mana sessions. And in these mana sessions, we cover such things as our legacy, or the legacy of the Maori Pacific Trade Training Program. We talk about things like goal setting. So in addition to learning how to be a builder, a lot of them know how to set goals. None of them ever had to set goals. We've got a session on goal setting. We've got a session on budget advice. We bring in experts from the community to talk to the students on how to spend your money. Don't get a credit card. Don't do this. Best places to shop for food, the best days to shop, etc. So we bring those things, those expertise in. We cover things like how to market yourself. We cover things like why is work experience important. So while you're studying, you could be doing a building course, coming to school 4 days a week. On that extra day, you could be looking for work experience, but you're probably not ready within that first 3, 4, 5 months. Some of them are, but many of them aren't. And so, and then after that first semester, they attend classes 3 days a week, and it's expected that they do some work experience for those 2 days. Why is that important? When they finally graduate, we have a session on the harmful effects of drugs and alcohol. We do drug testing for all our students, random drug testing, as the industry would. Again, we're trying to create an environment that's very similar to what they're going to expect when they go out in the real world. So when you're in building, when you're in those type of trades, even hospitality, they do random drug testing. So we do those, and we bring in, again, expert people to talk about those things. We talk about knowing your rights. There's a lot going on around the world around bullying, around harassment. So we have a session on knowing what those rights are. So it's all fine and good to learn how to be a builder or a plumber, but you got to be educated too about some of these other things. So we cover that. We put on lunches for them. We talk to them about how to put together a CV, interview techniques, and so on. And then we try and get them into get their foot in the door, which is my job with an employer. After talking to the tutor and see how things are going. So we do those in our mana sessions. A lot of whanangatanga, manakitanga, whakamana, just all those elements of Maori culture to help make that experience a holistic experience for the student. And then we have the second thing, we have what is called Ako Cafes. These are sessions based on, again, Maori values, whakamana, where they're supported by academic and pastoral care advisors. And they meet voluntarily, but they can meet weekly, go over things individually or as a group, again, just so that they can achieve that success in the classroom. And then the third thing is called the potama, where this is more led by the tutor sessions. They lead these and available for students that want extra tutorials, and then there's also academic and pastoral care there. So quite a neat thing that we've got going with these mana, ako and potama sessions. I just wanted to throw that in here because that's what makes us unique. As I look back to when I went to BYU, and there's no offense, I was lost. I didn't know what the heck was going on. When I had some ups and downs, which I had quite often, I guess this would have been nice to talk to someone to say, hey, man, I'm going through some of this and some of that.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, so
that's kind of why we're doing what we're doing now. I mean, there's definitely some room for us to grow and do more for the students, but this Asia Pacific conference is something that we're trying to help them create a vision for what they want to do when they're done with school, so that they can set a goal and actually work towards that while they're in school. And so to help provide that stability and that focus is really important. And so I think having organizations like Wintec, and yesterday I told you we talked to Rachel and Clive at South Pacific Islands Institute. Having some of those organizations that the students can focus on and say, hey, I think I really want to try and work there, or I want to try and do that. it might give them a little bit of a boost to work towards getting to that place instead of just coming to school, doing school, working
And
PhD.
then, yeah.
It's fun and it's good and they gain a lot of experience. But I think when you have the mindset and a goal, this is what I'm going to do, and then you backtrack and say, in order to get to that point, I have to do this, 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 and this. It's really helpful in their educational pursuits and actually working towards and graduating, finishing and graduating from here. So hearing that from you, I was the same way at school. I think the resources here are a lot better now.
Oh, absolutely. No, I've been on campus over the last 32 years, and it has definitely changed for the good, for the better. I can just feel, you can feel it. Yeah. And so when I come back on campus, whenever I come back, I definitely notice a change. And I don't even have to talk to anybody that much. I just go, this is a different feel in this place. It's just, yeah, it's a real good feeling. So hats off to you guys, you know, for continually to make BYU's experience a lot better one. Yeah, no, I totally endorse that.
Thank you. Well, I think having your participation in this is going to be a really good thing, especially for our Maori students and Pacific Island kids. That'll be a lot of them end up in New Zealand because of the opportunity. So I think having some information and some background on those programs and things that they can do are going to be super helpful to them.
I'm hoping.
If they have any questions?
Yeah, absolutely. I can help answer.
Anybody? Yeah. Oh, let me move my high-tech camera.
How's it, Lamar?
Hey, how you, Moana? How's it going?
Hey, good. I was just wondering, I'm sure you offer scholarships and things, you know, for when the kids come. And then I was just wondering, so I just wanted to know, because a lot of our Māori and Hawaiians are, you know, married, so their kids, are they able to get Kamehameha scholarships or anything like that from here to help them if they decide to, you know, just if they need to extend their what do you call it?
The learning, the education.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There is. It's funny you should say that, because I was looking in preparation for this. There's about 119 different types of scholarships that I saw online on our website that you can access.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I got to be honest, I'm not sure how the whole Kama works, or the Kamehameha one. It may be, I've heard it in the past that they said if it's seen that you cannot find in Hawaii, again, yeah, I wouldn't know. And maybe they can look at maybe sponsoring or funding you overseas. But that'll be something that you'll have to check with Kamehameha. But there are a lot of scholarships here available.
Check with your iwi.
Yeah, definitely check with the iwi. Definitely check with your iwi. I guess it's like back home, back in Hawaii. There's so many scholarships.
Oh yeah.
That no, but you just need someone to say, have you tried looking over here? Oh, I didn't see that. Well, let me check that out.
Always help.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Thanks.
Cool. You're welcome.
Chester, do you have?
Hey, how's it?
When you're studying back here, what did you graduate in?
I graduated in human resource. I'm going to say development or human resource management. That was back in '87. So the major was brand new. I think I was the second class that graduated from BYU-Hawaii with that degree. And I think it went on for just a few more years, and I don't think it's offered anymore. I think you have to go to Provo. But yeah, it was funny because I graduated with that degree, and I keep telling people, I never really worked in human resources. When I was in PCC for 16 years, I worked in the show, 3 of which was in the village, 13 in the show.
Was it the Hawaiian village or the Maori village?
I visited the Maori village, but I worked in the Hawaiian village. Yeah. I visited many villages. Let me put it that way. No, that's not right. No. I visited the Maori village. But I never really worked in human resources. When I worked for the government, there's an element. When you work for the Ministry of Social Development, there's an element of, you know, human resources there, but not in the true sense. But yeah, I did facilitation for a few years with the government. put on workshops and so on and so on. But I guess all along, if you were to ask me back then, even before then, while I was going to BYU, and maybe even when I was at Castle, what I wanted to be, I really wanted to work in school and be that career counselor to sort of help the student find his or her way. And hello, it's taken me all this time, but some of us learn slow. But I'm here at Wintec, and I'm trying to do that, trying to help these students that are learning a skill or a trade to find their way into employment. So it's awesome. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you. That's good. Anybody else have anything? No?
Oh, no.
He's all good, huh?
I think you answered a lot of the questions during your explanation of work responsibilities.
Okay. And if not, then when I come in March, then I'd be happy to sit down with anybody, the Kiwi Club, anybody, and go over, some just what it is we do here at Wintec, or sort of the climate and what's happening currently right now in New Zealand. Yeah,
Okay.
happy to do that.
We do have one more question.
Okay.
Just move my high-tech
Hello.
camera.
Hi, aloha.
Just a question about internships when we're still here. So, like, if we finish, just say I graduate in spring, and in winter I need to intern somewhere. I wanted to come back to New Zealand, but are you able to help connect us with like internships in New Zealand?
What are you studying currently? What are you studying right now? Sorry?
Social work.
Social work.
I can also help you with that.
Yeah. I think, I mean, when I was at so between the ministry and Wintec, there was a little bit of a gap where I worked for a website that helped provide social services to the communities. And so I know a few of those organizations. In fact, we've got, even in my ward, there's a couple of, there's a sister and a brother that are counseling in social work. In fact, and we've got one here on campus that does that for our students. So if you need to see a counselor for whatever you're going through, you can make an appointment, see her, and she can steer you through, and there's sessions you can do. But it's something that's very, very much needed today, because there's so many things that are out there happening, people getting anxiety and depression and so on. So I think there's a huge need. So let me know if I can help. I'd be happy to help. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think too, one of my questions would have been if Wintec actually offers internships within your guys' organization.
Now that's an interesting question. One that I could find out and come back to you on that one. Yeah. But it makes sense though. But
I think having you here would be good for the networking. A lot of the students.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So, since you're there, you're on the ground, you're more familiar with what's going on. I know even in a short time, a year or two away from the island, things change in the government, things change in the communities that you live in. And so I think having somebody on the ground that's aware of what's going on and opportunities is really good to bounce ideas off of and network with.
Absolutely. I mean, you hit it on the head there, because it doesn't matter what you know. That's one thing I've learned. I learned a few things while I was there and since I've been here. It's not so much what you know, it's who you know. And having those networks, as you say, they're valuable. They're extremely valuable. I've got employers calling me now. We don't do a retail course per se, really. But I've got some retailers some big companies that are here that'll say, do you have students that want to work over Christmas or during this break or that break, simply because the hours suit with us and with their schedule. So it's important to have those networks. It really is important to have those and make those networks and keep them strong, vital, and active. Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Well, thank you. That's really helpful. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have any other questions. If you have any questions or concerns about the conference coming up?
No, I mean, I think the things you and I talked about, the information that you've sent me, has been really, it's been really informative. It's really good. I'm really looking forward. I'm not sure how it's gonna, you know, I asked you about how many or which employers are coming. Yeah, I just want to get some networking done. I really do want to get to meet them because yeah, I think we've got the same common goals.
I can send you a list of who's coming from New Zealand. I can send you a list of everybody from Asia Pacific coming.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be really, really awesome.
That's not a problem.
Massive.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marlo.
No problem. And thank you. If you don't have anything else, I think we're good. I don't want to keep you all morning. Well, I could, but I don't want to keep you all morning. But we do appreciate your time, and we're excited to see you. Spend some more time with you over here.
I'm going to leave you with a whakatauki, yeah?
Sounds good.
Right? Whakatauki? Yeah, so this is one from one of my colleagues. It goes, Nau te roro, naku te roro, ka ora ai te iwi. Which means, and I hope I said that right, the guys in the back can correct me. With your knowledge, with your food, with my knowledge or my food, together we can feed the people.
Yeah. That makes a ton of sense. I caught iwi.
That's probably the only part I caught too, but no. But yeah, that's just one of the local proverbs that he shared with me, and I thought, hey, that would be really good. Really,
I
really
like
good.
that.
So,
and that's basically, yeah, that's what we're trying to do, I think, is share and help take care of one another.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really do appreciate it. And please extend thank you to Wintec and your manager and those that are allowing you to come. We do see it as a huge benefit to us. And
thank you.
Definitely
thank you so much.
as an alum for your opportunity to get here. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Be excited. I'm excited. Mahalo. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Alrighty. Ahui ho. Malama pono.